I'm wondering why it's so difficult and challenging sometimes to maintain a state of bliss or ecstasy or samadhi. I watched something about dopamine and the way it is released. And basically, you have receptors in your head that receive dopamine. And then whenever you are stimulated, you watch TV or eat a snack or you smoke a cigarette or whatever your little thing is, triggers your dopamine. Bam, you get a blast. Okay. So, but the brain doesn't want to stay like this for some reason. And it seeks to balance out. And so it starts cutting off your receptors. And so all that dopamine is still going, but you're not catching it. And so I've been pondering why your brain does this. Why would it not just let you be in a state of pleasure all the time? Basically, all I can come up with is your mind is not set up in that way. It's if it was set up that way, you might be just inclined to just not do too much. But our brain is set up in such a way, it's a reward factory. And so whenever we do something productive, it rewards us. And whenever we do something that's going to make us live a little bit longer, we get a reward. And now, for humans, that doesn't exactly have to be like food or water. It can just be like, hey, all right, I managed to fix my bike, you know? And so it's just, how do we maintain that state of bliss? How do we it's easy to find it. It's if you just sit there or you just focus on the moment. Whatever you're doing, get 100% involved. That's the way to find it. Bam, there it is, you know. But now I gotta focus on keeping that. And getting 311 today, which is the number of love. So maybe that's the key. Another thing about the dopamine, you know, if your brain works like that, then eventually if you keep hitting that dopamine, bam, 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 you ain't got no receptors. You've got very few receptors, and so you'll be in a state where you're not feeling very much pleasure. So pleasure equals pain, and pain equals pleasure. And so that's why if you go and jump in an ice bath, it feels good afterwards, because you're producing at least 250% more dopamine. So the trick is to maintain, and I think that's going to have to come with balance. You know, the pain, pleasure balance. Which ain't hard for me to do now, that I've found before this came along, I was already getting into the whole pain equals pleasure, and resetting my whole mind, just destroying all my likes and dislikes, and trying to balance them out where I like everything. Every non-thing. I like all. I just love. Just maintain that state. And that's what I'm going to work on this year. I sought the kingdom of heaven last year. I found it. And this year, I really just got to work on staying there. You know, I can't leave it, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I guess my brain goes other places. But, I mean, that's not a bad thing. I'm not going to try to control it, but I am just going to try to feel good all the time, because that's what I figured out last year. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and that's what you should do. Whatever makes you feel the best in life. You ain't got to wait till your death to seek the kingdom of heaven. And you damn sure ain't got to die to go to hell. I've been there. I came back. I brought the devil's tail with me. And now I don't want to come out of heaven now. So that's what we got to do, is just work on that maintaining